Hello and good morning.
Good morning, James.
Ron, how are you?
I'm good. It's a pretty good day.
Yeah, I had to turn that volume down. I jacked it up for you.
Thank you. I'm
I had to
sorry.
pull it back down.
We don't want a repeat of when I couldn't hear anything,
Yeah, these levels are levels. I only have control of so much here.
This is true.
So, hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. It's turning out to be a nice day. I get to hang out with you all day
Oh,
long.
thanks. Tell me what's going on? You wake up, you're like, oh, that's nice. It's my birthday. You get a little bit of love on socials, I hope.
No, because I turned off my birthday
Oh,
on all socials, so that
nobody
doesn't.
knows.
So the people who reach out to me genuinely love me
There
and
you
remember my
go.
birthday, and I really love that. That's why I did it initially, because it felt like people were wishing me your birthday, which is nice.
Yes.
I appreciate it. You saw it and you were like, "Let's reach out." But it's so much nicer when they just remember
Yeah.
and they love you so much that they call.
sure.
I just spoke with my dad. He's the sweetest.
Aw, that's nice.
I love him.
He gave you some love.
He did. He's
That's
the
good.
best.
Uh,
And
Yeah.
free coffee.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
They know your birthday as well.
they know. I also get a free smoothie, but I'm going to use that next week.
Okay, you're gonna hold on to that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between if they post on your Facebook page or versus you actually get the text, and then the upgrade is the call.
Yes, the call is just this. I used to be a person who like dislikes their birthday. Like I used to be like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a day,
I
gotta
get
get
that.
past it, blah blah blah. And as I get older, I'm like, no, we're gonna
Right.
celebrate that.
Yeah, right. And I think that falls under the can't accept compliments category.
Oh, does it? Because I
Yeah.
actually love compliments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you like compliments, but you don't like when people try to celebrate your birthday.
I think celebrating you and complimenting you are different. So maybe it's like celebrating you that's a little more difficult. Like, how when people, move on from here, their contract ends and we have like a pizza party or we bring
Sure.
a cake, whatever it be. And then everybody stands around in a circle and somebody
talks
says kind
about-
words and everything.
Yeah.
That seems like a nightmare to me. Like it's such a sweet thing to do. I get
Yeah.
that. But it seems like I would definitely be like, we're not doing that for me.
Sure. Right. Yeah. It depends on like, you want merit-based compliments or just a little bit of love your way,
Yeah, merit-based compliments are where it's at. Okay, I like that we're breaking this down. This is a real psychological
Yes.
situation here. We're going through therapy right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We really need to figure this out. What makes it uncomfortable? What happened in your parents' lives that's spun down?
Exactly.
And I remember definitely having a negative feeling on birthdays when I was younger because I was the third and my birthday is in November. So it was like peak school year. I always went to school. It was like when wrestling started. So wrestling practice is always like brutal and it always like beat you up. So I just remember like getting beat up on my birthday, like, and then going home and like being dinner and cake and then go to bed. You know what I mean? Like there was no party or celebration or anything.
But I was jealous of kids like you because you got to celebrate in school and I never did.
Yes, that's true.
So I was jealous of that. Like, and then in summers, my parents would take me to Israel to be with my grandparents and family who couldn't see me. So I didn't even get like the camp celebration. I got family celebration, which is really fun.
Yeah.
But not friends celebration.
So what's going on this weekend?
So we're going to the Fairport Music Festival.
Fairport Music Fest tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. And then a friend threw out the idea of like maybe kayaking before.
Okay.
So it's going to be a fun day. And then today, I think I want to go to dinner at Hot Pot. Do you know what that is?
No.
So Hot Pot is like an experience where you basically make your own soup. So
Okay.
it's like a buffet style situation where you get your veggies and noodles and whatever it is that you like. It's like Asian style food. And then you make your own soup at the table. And so you have like your broth or whatever and you keep, filling it up with more things that you'd like in your soup. And
Fun.
whatever. It's like an experience kind of dine-in situation.
Yeah. So it's like a bowl of broth in the middle and you like drop
Yes.
your soup in and cook it in there?
Yes, essentially like on I wouldn't like it's the equivalent of like a rice cooker, but it's like in the table.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a fun experience.
That's
I highly
pretty cool.
recommend it.
Where is it?
Henrietta.
Okay, nice. Should have guessed.
Should have guessed. All the cool things are in Henrietta.
All the nicer restaurants anyways. Well, good. That'll be a fun weekend for you. For us, it's just kind of getting ready for school. Kinda gathering up.
Exciting.
Wednesday will be the first day back to school for not even really back to school, kindergarten getting going. So that's super exciting for us. We're looking forward to it.
When you have a kid going in kindergarten, what
Yeah.
is like your main concern or thought? Like it's I'm sure it's not like their education at this point. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is.
A little bit that, but we're not really worried about that. My son, he likes learning, so I think he's going to
Oh,
be excited learn new things. I mean, they learn how to read. Like
right.
this is you go into kindergarten like sort of like he can recognize some words,
Hmm.
and he'll come out a reader.
Yeah.
So that's like the big thing, you know what I mean? Like that's huge. Obviously, that's number
Yeah.
one. We've tried to really hammer down the social emotional stuff as well, social emotional regulation.
Okay.
You know, that's big. And those are kind of the main things. We have to get up early and get on a bus, and then he's going to be out of our possession
Oh,
for the longest time he ever has, you
yeah.
know, and it's going to be day in and day out. Because with me getting home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we don't really need a lot of daycare, you know.
Right.
So I'm home so early, so I've spent so much time with him. Sure, he'll be back home at like 2:30, so
Hmm.
it's not like a huge change for me, but for him, I think it's going to be massive. I think he's going to come home exhausted,
Okay. That's
personally.
especially at the beginning, like until
There's
he
so
builds the stamina
much.
up for it.
Like anybody, you start a new job, it's sensory overload.
Yeah.
You're learning people's names, you're learning where places are. And I remember going from middle school to high school in Brighton and just being like, I'm getting lost. You know, like
Like,
Brighton High School is like there's 4 floors,
uh-huh.
there's a lot of different hallways, passageways. And I remember like sweating bullets, like literally not knowing where my classes were. I don't know if you
Wow.
had that same experience, but
I went to a, huge school. We were like 5,000 kids
yeah.
or, whatever it is in high school. And our building was naturally very, very large, but we had like colors associated with everything.
Oh,
So like you have to go to the green floor, you have to go to the yellow floor or whatever it is. And then you kind of, you generally know the room numbers. So you pick it up kind of because of that.
sure.
I think without that, I would have been like, where do I go for
Yeah.
everything? Yeah, 100%.
Sure. Yeah, when I do school talks, weather talks, and things like that, I always love when they give me an escort.
Yes.
You know, and it's usually like a little third grader, you know, that walks me around.
Aw.
And it's so funny because the classroom will be like tucked into some random corner, and the numbers go up this way and down this
Yeah.
way. And you know, the administrator will be like, "Oh yeah, it's so easy, left, right, to go up the stairs, take a." And I'm like, "Can you just like walk me there?
Yeah.
Like, hold my hand, please."
I think it's actually really interesting that they don't, because when we do back to school, stuff, they're really honest there to, with the rules and everything. You shouldn't show kids' faces or whatever it is. So, and you're also walking through an active school, so
Yeah.
so usually somebody walks you.
Oh no, there's been times before when I, as a meteorologist with my tornado bottle in hand, they're just like, "All right, it's room 326." I'm
Wow.
like, can I have a map?
It's your face. It's trustworthy.
I guess so.
Your face is trustworthy. They're like, he can walk through the school. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, and I'm holding my giant tornado in a bottle too, so it's like clearly I'm doing a science experiment. So
Love it. Do you
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about Lake of America?
yeah, Lake of America. How about this?
Okay, so President Trump signed an executive order to rename Lake Ontario as Lake America. Mind you, on social media earlier this week was when he posted it initially. So, and this move comes kind of amid ongoing trade war with Canada, less than a week after Canada imposed $20 billion in tariffs on around 700 American goods. And this week, he's kind of saying the U.S. may not even be doing much business with Ontario anymore. And this name change is kind of sparking plenty of reaction on both sides of the border. And many leaders in Canada already dismissed this, including the Ontario Premier Doug Ford, who kind of took to social media as well. I guess that's how politicians are speaking now. Lake Ontario has had its name for more than 200 years and has become part of our region's identity. And many people here in Rochester kind of say they're not ready to give up the name, and others are kind of like, sure, let's bring it on.
We do have sound bites here.
I wonder,
Perfect.
as probably most people do, like Gulf of America and Lake America now for Lake Ontario, who takes them seriously with that? I mean, Canada doesn't.
Once the name change at the beach, we see better things, more things for the kids could come out and do, better shelters, just better stuff.
I love that perspective. Like, hey, look, change the name if they can give us some more funding.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, if it helps us in any way, sure. I get that sentiment.
Yeah.
You know, people wanting to take care of their families and do things like that. I just think this is very, you know, our Monroe County Executive Adam Bello and, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans kind of saying we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, sure. It feels like a distraction.
So that actually a page that I follow on social media kind of went out and said, we have to talk about this, even though it's a little weird. Here are some facts about Lake Ontario, kind of thing. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, side note, this file footage must be from COVID because there's a sign that says 6 feet apart.
Ah,
so that's
well, it's still Lake Ontario,
But the lake is still the lake. Yeah, I mean, it was named a few hundred years ago. I was just good old Google. What's it take to change the name of a lake?
Mm-hmm.
You need. It says about 6 months. Like, okay, thanks for the timeline.
Oh, wow.
Usually there's a formal review. You have to get public input, public feedback studies, talking with local states, tribes, things like that. So it takes a lot, to
Interesting.
change the name of a lake rather than one person doing an executive order. So,
and then in that executive order, it says you have 30 days basically to change the name. So it's interesting what you're saying.
Yeah.
How does that work?
right.
How do they negate each other in
30,
that way?
30 days is not 6 months. Yeah. So, I mean, it probably costs a lot, to change the name on so many different things.
Right.
Even if let's say, okay, all right, let's completely change the name to Lake America. It's not like a light switch.
Right.
And
then I wonder just what's the
And
political motivation? Like, where does
Yeah.
this get us, and what is the goal? And
Right.
Those kinds of questions is what I have.
Yeah, so you gotta want what is the why? Like, can we answer the why are we changing the name? Is it simply because we're frustrated that Canada isn't trading with us?
Right.
Right. It seems like kind of a silly reason why. It's always sometimes it's good to zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, like I would have understood U.S. pride, and we'd like,
Right.
Just an
A
overarching
positive reason.
storyline like that.
Sure.
I could understand that more, but otherwise I'm just left with more questions than I have answers.
It's their lake too. It's Canada's lake too. So should we call it? Should they? It would be rather confusing if they made it Lake Canada, and we
Yes.
had Lake America.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would be.
What's stopping them from changing the name? So that's that.
I wonder what process they have to
And I don't
follow.
think we're not getting political here. I think it's a conversation on how you change the name of a place. It's not.
No, it's a
You
it's a talker. It's
Yeah.
one of those talker things where you actually kind of question what's happening and why, and this is our country and all that, good stuff.
Right.
But who do you ask?
Right. Let's do one more conversation piece, and this one is, of course, the Meta conversation.
Right.
Billions of dollars in a lawsuit. Can you talk about that?
Yes, of course. After Meta agreed to pay more than $18 billion to settle lawsuits brought by states, this is kind of going to change how children end up using social media. The suits accused Facebook and Instagram of designing features to keep kids hooked and putting teenagers' mental health at risk. So under this agreement, teens ages 13 to 17 will default to a combined 2-hour daily limit on Facebook and Instagram, which I'm sure many parents are ecstatic about, with parental approval required for less restrictive settings. The app will also be blocked from midnight to 6 a.m. and push notifications muted during school hours. Meta will hide like counts, disable cosmetic surgery filters, and give teens the option of a chronological feed. The agreement covers 47 states, DC, and 3 U.S. territories. Meta denies wrongdoing, but interestingly, is now calling on other social media companies to adopt similar restrictions.
Yeah. So basically, they have to pay $12 billion. And then the conditional addition is there's an additional $5 billion if the competitive platforms, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, also pay similar settlements. So there's an industry-wide standard. Isn't that kind of funny? So, okay, we'll give you $12 billion, but we'll give you an extra 5 if our competitors also create the same restrictions.
Right. That's what I was thinking
So
too. It's
silly.
like if we're all restricting this way. But honestly,
Yeah.
if we're talking about the actual restrictions, I like them, especially things like, you know, surgery filters, cosmetic surgery filters being
Oh,
removed.
yeah.
You know,
Sure.
things that kids should like. I didn't realize for a really long time how people were using these filters. And then one day I was like, you know what? Use it on yourself, see how it works. And I was shocked by how different I looked. My nose wasn't my nose, my jawline wasn't my jawline, my forehead looked different. Like everything about my face was not my face. And I was
Yeah.
like, children are seeing this and they think this person looks like
Oh,
that.
man, sure.
So that's one of the things that I'm just, you know, more passionate about.
Wow, that's really interesting.
And
So
then-
you had like a pretty visceral reaction to
Yes.
seeing the cosmetic filter that's probably titled like "Make You Beautiful" kind of thing.
Right. And I was also, I mean, I was like taken aback by it because for the longest time I wasn't using any filters and I saw
Sure.
people and I was ignorant to them using filters
Yeah.
too. And then one day you had to like, you know, they wrote what filter people are using
Yeah.
on the actual screen in the social media apps.
Yeah.
And you can click it and use it on yourself.
Mhm.
And like, if I was ignorant about it, could you imagine teenagers
Sure.
also like being like, oh my God, she
Look
actually
at how
looks like-"
beautiful they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put one on me. I'm like, dang, he's handsome. You know, like it's like, yeah, you're right. The jawline changes.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh man, it does. It gives you this weird reality of like, nobody's perfect. And on that, it makes you perfect.
Yeah.
And
it's-
it gives you an ick feeling.
Yes, exactly. That's
know?
the thing. So
Right.
I always try to even hashtag no filter just in
Yeah.
case people
and
think.
that's, you know, when you're a teenager, all you do is compare. I mean, adults compare too, but when teenagers compare, it's not good.
Right.
You know, it's not good for the mental health. So,
And then I wonder about this chronological feed thing. Like, what is the value in having a like it's not, you know, I appreciate that. Sometimes when I see my feed is like something from 4 days ago and then something from an hour ago, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
interesting. But I'm wondering what like, how is that helping with anything?
yeah, how does that change how users interact with it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Interesting.
Interesting. All right. We'll take a quick break here and then we'll be back with a couple more stories.
Take any sort of term.
And we are back on Second Cup of Sunrise here. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about this crazy natural disaster out of Nepal.
Yes, I'm actually pulling up the new numbers that we have right now because the numbers we, you know, have from this morning are unfortunately no longer accurate. And what's happening in Nepal right now is essentially that the death toll is rising after that disaster, with 547 people now reported dead as of this morning. More than 1,500 people reported missing across Nepal and Tibet, including at least 90 Americans. And kind of how this happened is that authorities say a glacier collapse sent a massive wall of water, mud, and debris downstream, destroying roads, bridges, and buildings. And furthermore, the kind of a new lake formed by the flood that officials are watching, warning it could send even more water downstream. More than 3,200 people have already been airlifted to safety in Nepal as rescue teams kind of continue searching for more survivors.
Yeah, glacial collapse. Basically, massive portion of ice and rock broke off a glaciated cliff. The tumbling mass formed a temporary natural dam that basically, it's like a dam that failed instantly, and you just see the videos of these massive
Right.
walls of water.
This is terrifying.
It's going to go over. The death toll will be over 2,000. I think.
Yeah.
When this is all said and done, it's really horrible and very sad, and there is certainly climate change is just. Here it is. You know, it's just hitting you right in the face. There is no debate whatsoever on why this was caused. It was 100% because of a warming world. As glaciers warm, what happens is the bottom can warm the quickest. So the bottom layer of a glacier turns into water. So that's why it becomes more unstable, and then it can start to slip, and then it can fail. And land glaciers are actually one of the best indicators of a warming world, because glaciers all across the globe are all shrinking. And there's tons in like Alaska and things like that, where we have all these before and after pictures of where glaciers are compared to where they were 50, 100 years ago. And I know a lot of people, there's like, I can't even watch this video anymore.
Yeah,
It's so rough.
I also keep looking at it and being like,
I
that is
missed
just
I
terrifying.
missed one of my hits yesterday because of the footage.
Really?
So I very, very rare. I'm almost always on time. It was the 5:30 a.m. hit yesterday morning when I was just learning of the news, and I'm looking at it on my phone, and my jaw is just on the floor seeing it. And Abby's in my ear, like 45, 30, 15, and I didn't even hear that it was my cue to be on television. And of course the camera goes up and Brennan goes like, "Psst, hey." And I like start talking because I was like, I literally missed my on-air time because I was watching this footage, which is just, it's unbelievable.
Well, side note, you're such a professional that I'm sure nobody noticed.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I felt bad about it, obviously. And I think that it happens to me probably once every few months, but it's just insane. It's insane. So we're praying for those people. That's going to be my story pitch today, is that let's see if we can connect with Red Cross.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that we're sending people out. And talk about a tough place to get to. Kathmandu is the capital there in Nepal. That's the place you got to go if you want to go up to Everest. And, it's also one of the poorest countries in the world.
My mother's been there. She says it's a beautiful place with
Really?
lovely people, and
Yes.
she just had the best time.
I've heard that too. Some of the nicest people in the world, the poorest people in the world, but also some of that they will give you whatever they have.
Yeah.
And they have nothing. So praying for those people, hoping for them the best, and hopefully, Trump had, he said how horrible he saw it was, and he said that we're going to offer as much as much help as we can, to those people as well. I don't know if we have that sound bite.
Nobody's ever seen
Yeah, we go. Here we
anything
go.
quite like that. Very powerful, strong, strong, well-built buildings were wiped out like they were toothpicks. Oh, it's terrible. No, and we've called Nepal, and we've offered any help that they need.
So that's good. That they're going to need all the help they can get.
Yeah.
What's
then
scary?
Building time.
Yeah.
And
What's scary is that you mentioned that there's still a threat of more damage.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Right. There's kind of the lake that formed.
Yeah.
With this, and they think there's going to be more water basically flowing downstream.
Right. Totally changing the landscape. And then, tourism is really the big thing there. They don't really have a lot of natural resources. They're like thousands of feet up off the ground.
Yeah. And I'm sure now people are going to visit less because, it's just tragic.
Yeah, it is. So hoping for those people, but hard turn here.
Yes.
It is your birthday.
It's
And
my
I think you're probably going to have lots of chips today.
Ooh, sure. I'll have some chips. But 1 second, I have to get to the story you're talking about. But Pringles essentially is dipping, chips.
There we go.
Right now, Pringles are super, super, I would call them flaky. You dip it in something, it breaks off. It's
Yes.
a problem. But not these. They're thicker for the dip. Oh, and it looks like they also made it more of a curve.
Yes, exactly. So I remember as a kid, what we would do is we would take 2 cups and we would put them next to each other, and you would do the trick of trying to get a dollar bill to stand along the cups, and then see if you can
I've
put
never heard of this.
weight on the dollar bill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you take a dollar bill, which nobody has anymore because nobody has cash, and you fold it in waves similar to that chip, then it's much stronger.
Oh, okay.
So you can you can even put another cup on top of it. I don't know if anybody's tried that before, but
I wonder
try
if
it.
I wonder if they know of this and they were like, "That's it. It's time for the thicker
Yeah.
chip."
The thicker chip and the waves. The waves actually it's engineering. It's strengthening. So have some chips this weekend.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Have a great weekend. Thank you everybody for joining. And we will see you on Monday.
Bye.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.